Hello and welcome to my channel, A Piece of Gaia. My name is Lindsay and today we are going to be talking about blessings, okay? What is the universe pairing you up with? I have 3 pairs of earrings here. So we're also gonna see what planet wants to come through to pair you up with this new blessing. Who or what, are you being paired up with in this energy that is coming towards you? So we have 3 different choices here, but I'm also going to shuffle these crystal cards here. So I hope you all are doing well today. The energy is really picking up. This is a timeless reading. We have this summery strawberry theme going on. So what the crystal wants to come through for group 1? Okay, group 1, group 2. Let's pick one from the bottom here. 3. And I will see you in your selected reading. The timestamps are listed below. Hello to those of you who selected group 1 with these beautiful little dangly earrings here. All right, so some moon energy coming through. We're going to read this card at the end. Put that off to the side for now. And these are homemade earrings or handmade. I made them. Sometimes I sell jewelry, but it's not my regular thing. These are just my personal collection. All right, so let's get you a dice here. First, we're going to roll for what planet is helping support you bringing in this blessing. All right, the planet of Mercury. So already lots of communication. You did pick the blue earrings, this turquoise. I don't know if that's real turquoise. You get real turquoise, but is it really real? I don't know. So what I'm seeing from that is that, first of all, your throat chakra is being more activated at this time. And also your mind is finding a lot more clarity. All right. So let's see what animal spirits want to come through. What is the universe and the planet Mercury pairing you with? What blessing is coming in for you? We'll also be getting some timing when we get our tarot cards out. All right, so you have the armadillo spirit. Number 3, set healthy boundaries. And the electric eel spirit with bring your ideas to life, number 24. Yeah, I'm seeing this connection with Mercury as the 3 and the 6th. So we have Gemini, Virgo, and with Mercury here. So I'm feeling with this Virgo energy that I'm seeing with the number 6 and bringing your ideas to life. There's a lot of details. There's a lot of things, a lot of processes that you need to go through to get aligned with this. But I feel as though you already are starting the foundation of this by establishing your boundaries. And we can do this in so many ways. When we can actually assert boundaries, be like, this is my boundary, please do not cross this boundary. Like, I have a boundary in my home where if you're gonna bring somebody over that's new, you need to tell me first, okay? Because this is a boundary that's been crossed many times in my home. I don't like feeling pushed off guard and be like, oh, this new stranger in my house, I need notice. I need somebody to tell me about it first. That's just one boundary of many boundaries that I have. Another is my self-care routines. I have my time when I do my self-care, and if you're going to disrupt that, you're not respecting my boundaries, okay? So in that, when we do that, it helps us so much to be able to then bring all those great ideas and manifestations to life, because then we have a routine and we actually have energy for it, and we don't have people kind of coming into our life and interceding in our life. I mean, I just use those as random examples, but it does make a lot of sense, right? Because what if I'm doing, let's say I'm doing this card reading right now and someone just waltzes in here and like tries to talk to me. Well, that's rude. And that's my boundary, is I'm doing this right now. And it doesn't mean I'm going to be doing this all the time, but I'm doing it right now. So whatever you are doing, make sure that people know that you're doing that thing, and you're setting a firm foot on the ground and saying, I'm doing this thing right now. I will not be disturbed while I'm doing this thing. And you don't have to overly explain. You're very firm about it. Because sometimes I feel like there's a lot of explaining, like I said, the details with the Virgo energy I was feeling. And sometimes we could be like, well, this is why. This is why. And this is why. And then the Gemini energy can be almost, we can get to this point where it can be a little bit erratic in our mind before we make the decision, because there's so much chaos going on, and it's like you have to really channel in and make a choice, right? Because you have so many opposing energies coming at you. And so I feel like, and it's also like has this more childlike energy to it. So it's like you are nurturing the beginning of this, and then it starts to come to fruition and becomes a fully developed thing in your life. Gemini being an air sign and Virgo being an earth sign, it's like Mercury comes together, like the Magician card, also I'm seeing the Magician card, because it's like first it's an idea. We have to set the parameters for that idea, and then it can actually come into physical form when we put all of our focus and all of our energy to it. So I'm feeling like Mercury is really helping to align you with that focus, with that clarity, giving you all the tools that you need. I'm seeing the Magician card, all the tools that you need at your disposal. And also I'm feeling like you having self-belief as well is really going to set this off. So this blessing, that you're either very aware of this blessing, that you have been manifesting it to happen. So whatever you've been working on, you have to maintain that focus, and you have done so. And that is what Mercury and the universe is conspiring with you to make this happen. So you're being paired up with what is the right frequency that you have been attracting. You've been doing the work, and now it is magnetizing towards you. So beautiful. All right, so let's get you some mushroom cards here. What mushrooms would like to come through and talk about these blessings? Alright, so we have the blue pink gill with rarity and number 18. Then we have the violet coral with community. That was so cool looking. It's amazing that's a mushroom, right? They're like these little aliens. Alright, number 35. Yeah, community. So you chose the biggest earrings here as well. And then community, I'm hearing communication with the planet Mercury. So what's also a blessing that's coming through is that you're getting more involved in your social networks. And this might be something that is going to come a little bit, it maybe be a little bit shocking to you, or a little bit like fast or in your face at first, like you're not used to it, because it's not something that happens on the regular. It says rarity here. I'm just also thinking like there are maybe some rare things that you do that are boundaries. Like I had just mentioned a couple of my own. So maybe there is some very specific boundaries that are very different, and the people around you see you as like a very unique individual because of this. And this is setting you apart in order to create whatever you need to create here. And the community is also showing me with, once you bring these ideas to life, you have this leveling up. I see this as a number 8 here. As you know, you're going to be very fruitful in this. It's going to be, you know, that blessing is going to come in quite heavy. You know, and it's going to be a lasting thing. The number 8 is giving me the infinity symbol. It's going to be a withstanding energy. I think also because it's so rare, it's something that's very unique. It's something of a perspective that's coming from your mind alone. And then later, maybe you can do some collaboration. But first of all, you know, you have to be able to spark the interest or spark this new thing that you're bringing to life that you've thought up. I'm also seeing like maybe even in your dreams with the electric eel. This kind of dreamy energy in this card. The armadillo just said, yeah, and then you're going to get the ball rolling. Since I see the armadillo going into a ball and rolling down a hill, like, you're going to have a lot of momentum in this. Because Mercury, once it gets going, the energy can move quite quickly. I mean, Mercury goes retrograde and moves quite quickly. You know, the mind of Gemini, the mind of Virgo can process things quite quickly. I also feel like that individuality with the Magician card, something that specifically you are going to be bringing into fruition, but it's going to attract quite a bit of people. Also seeing this as like symbiosis in the ocean, like with the coral. It's like this network of creatures working together in order for one common purpose, is they all need to assist each other in living and doing the things that they need to do to bring the coral reef to its ultimate blossoming form of life. Alright, so let's get you some tarot cards here. We did get flashed the Queen of Wands too, so I'm feeling like your energy is going to be really cool. Like, you are a creatrix. You have a beautiful creation that is coming to life. I also feel like you're going to be looking really good in this new energy. You're going to be attracting a lot. You might be a very rare beauty, I'm hearing. A very rare beauty. Sweet. And if you are a Virgo or a Gemini, I feel like all signs have their own beauty, but particularly, like, I've known a lot of Virgos and a lot of Geminis for some reason. Like, I'm just magnetically attracted to them. And they're always so beautiful. Like, with their own individual, like, I don't know, it's just, they just have this, something about a Gemini and a Virgo. I'm putting this, like, mostly women, but, yeah. Just this originalness that they have to their face, their look, and also like a eternal youth as well. Okay, little side message. Ooh, speaking of your little glow up energy, we have the Empress coming through, the Fool. This is a new beginning for you, and the you have this isn't your first rodeo, is what I hear with this card coming through today. Sagittarius, Moon, Uranus, Venus. Yeah, I'm hearing the electric is like there, and the planet Uranus is like, this could be quite shocking to other people. Like, this could be like, I'm seeing this as other people, like, being defensive of you because you're so, like, I'm also seeing someone like being very beautiful, and they come off as very intimidating because of their beauty, or someone that you're attracting feels this way about you. They're intimidated to approach you. So the universe is pairing you up with some big energy here, really big energy. And I'm thinking that it's going to be love. There's some new love. I'm also seeing there's somebody that is a fool for you. They are a fool for you. So if you see somebody trying to approach you and they're clumsy and stumbling around or stuttering their words, Mercury retrograde energy of like not being able to talk correctly, I see that this person just is very enamored with you. They think the world of you. I see them writing poetry like some 16th century poet person, like from yeah. And maybe you might be on the defensive of this because you're like, you know what? It's taken me a long time to establish this energy that I have. Because I feel sometimes when we carry this rare beauty in us, whether physically or just our energy within us, at first we can be kind of insecure. And we have to develop this confidence within us in order to be like, no, I'm fine, because the world holds you to some kind of a standard in some way where they think that you get everything you want because you're pretty privileged. And that, I've talked about this in other readings, that is not always the case, okay? And, you know, I've seen some of the prettiest girls have it so hard because people think these things about them. So, you know, yeah, you have a right to be defensive about what's coming towards you and what you think might be paired with you. But I think you're gonna really know if it, like I said, if it's somebody who's like acting kind of foolish or trying to impress you by doing something silly. Like when I first met my partner, now of 13 years, his thing was, let me show you how I can climb this tree. And I was like oddly impressed by this. And you know, he would act in silly ways like that to like try to impress me. And so I feel like that's how you're probably going to know that this person is for you, is that they're going to do things that are kind of out there, or like they wouldn't do these things for other people. And you're going to, you know, find a lot of humor in that, and you're going to feel very comfortable. If you feel comfortable and calm, like this Empress card, like you feel like they're making you the object of their affection and you feel good around them, like they're going to go out of their way to try to please you, that's somebody who, you know, is probably, you know, you don't have to be as defensive towards, because maybe you've been hurt in the past, you know? Like I said, pretty girls we don't always have it. I say we. I used to be a pretty girl. I'm a little older now, but, you know, I feel like this energy is like, you know, in the beginning, when sometimes if you're a very attractive person and maybe you've had, like, one of your life lessons was to be around people who didn't totally value you for that, but use you as like an object, like of status. And then, you know, you get out of the energy of, I'm not going to let people treat me like that, you know? And then when someone else comes along that's really trying, like, we have our guard up, right? You got this wall in front of you, and I'm seeing that this pairing that's happening is that the communication is going to be off. It's going to be scattered. There's going to be some weird things. You're going to be like laughing and barely saying anything while they're tripping over themselves. Yeah. So that's cute. I didn't know, you know, I was talking about blessings, but maybe, yeah, the blessing of this new beginning is that you're falling in love for maybe the first time, despite your age, because you're now connecting with somebody who really truly sees the Empress within you and wants to treat you as such. It's because you've honored your own self-worth by having these boundaries. I also feel like, you know, she's also we spoke about, you know, I saw the flash of the Queen of Wands, and, you know, I said creatrix. And then we have the Empress, the creator. You know, she's pregnant with possibilities, bringing ideas to life. Like, what new idea are you now bringing to life, regardless of this, if this person is coming in your life? I don't have any court cards. but we're going to get some clarifiers. Clarify the Empress, please. Clarify the Empress for me. Two of Pentacles. Ace of Swords. Okay. So you've been able to come to this status and be able to create what you want and bring your ideas to life because you've cut out a lot of things in your life that went against your boundaries. That didn't see you as the rare beauty that you are. That maybe were juggling you with other people because of their own insecurities. I also see you, handling quite a bit, but doing it in a very balanced way. Being able to handle maybe going to work and still taking care of your home life and your routines that you do, your beauty routines, your creative efforts, like having a day job and then also having a creative pursuit. And through these activities, through this repetition, you've been able to find a lot of clarity in your mind because of this. So also I'm seeing the Taurus energy in this as well. Being able to, it's giving me stomach, what are we eating? What are we putting in our body? Maybe you've recently set your own personal boundaries on that and cut out things out of your diet so that you can gain more clarity. And I'll always speak about this because our gut is our second brain. What are we putting in there? Just like what are we putting in our mind? If you're going to watch a bunch of garbage programming that has a lot of toxic energy in it, that's going to be, something that's going to be felt within your life as well. And I'll put my own personal example on this. Years ago, like over 10 years ago, I used to watch Love and Hip Hop. I was like obsessed with the show. And I'm not trying to dog the show. I mean, to each their own. But that's just specifically, for me, was a very toxic energy. And it emulated that kind of energy in my life. And I attracted people that were not the best for me. And I was in weird situations because of it. I mean, even in my current partner that I've been with for 13 years, in the beginning of our relationship, it was very tumultuous because of some of the things that we were both kind of, our vibrations weren't really aligning. And it's like, I was trying to be with somebody I wasn't really supposed to be with. And it's like, everything wasn't vibing well, and we cut out a lot of people out of our life. Things really changed. So I'm just feeling like there's maybe something that you're deciding, you're kind of on the fence about, that maybe you need to set a boundary with in order to create more balance. It's like taking one thing off the scale because that one thing's like, ugh, it's just really weighing you down. And to really align with this blessing that's coming through, it's saying cut out what's necessary in order to be in this calm, beautiful and assertive, well taken care of, well nourished energy that is able to create and bring life to everything that you touch. Because believe me, the energy I had then versus the energy I have now whatever I do turns to frickin' gold. I feel like I attract those that are seeking quality in their life, not quantity. So I feel like that is what's happening with you as well. You're finding and you're being paired up with this brand new, fresh energy that is now specific for you. All right, so let's get some clarification on the Fool card with the Fool card. All right, I'm not going to ask for another one. Or wait, should I? Oh, we just do bottom of the deck. Five of Swords. Yeah. Walking away from something that is a lose-lose situation. There's no winning, no one wins. Someone feels like they win, but really they're just creating more karma for themselves. So it's like, step out into the unknown. Let this new thing, this new beautiful thing that you have a whole community of people I feel that are going to be vibing with. Hello, little friend. This shiny little beetle guy that wants to join your reading. Yeah, that's interesting. So there you go. Attracting, flying in beetle energy too. Now, there's more beetles than there is of anything on the planet. Like, I think that's what that is. Like, there's so many beetles, so many different subspecies of beetles. So that's a message there. You know, I see these as all these people, all these frogs we had to kiss before our prince arrived. And he's a fool for you. All right. And what is next? All right, what is next is we are going to do a little divination from this book. Just gonna see a physical thing. I already talked about the stomach, but we got tree pose. All right. So tree pose builds a static balance which can be facilitated by allowing a smooth and steady breath and focused mind. In this iconic yoga pose, unsteadiness is completely natural. Wobbling means you are strengthening muscles, key for joint stabilization. Yeah. I see that as, you know, trees being the tallest plants. Like you being a big deal. Like you pick the biggest earrings. You being the one that kind of sets the stage for the environment too. It's like, if you think about a tree, and if you're landscaping your garden, you know, you need to know where the big elements are going to go, where your hardscapes are going to go, where your big rocks, big trees, big things, and then you put all the other stuff around it. So like this, you need to establish you, take care of you, because you're a big deal. You have something going on here. You're this creatrix energy is what I was feeling in the beginning of this. And honoring yourself is going to set the stage for the rest of the landscaping. And then all the other little shrubs and stuff, the community that's around you, you know, will gather, will be in its right place. But it's not going to be able to do so without you. And you setting your own boundaries. And also someone else treating you as such, putting you in focus. All right. Let's get some messages from the Forest Fae here. All right. All right, so we have the Green Maid. The Green Fae speaks to you. Let them guide you to safety. Forest Sister. The moon shines brightest after the storm. So nice. To the Greenwood. Seek comfort and acceptance. Be kind to yourself. Yes. So nice. Yes, love yourself, Empress. Love yourself, honor your vessel, honor your body. If you feel comfortable and you feel accepted, that's what's right for you, and you don't have to have those defensive walls up anymore. All right, so let's read your ending message here with Wavelite, crystal that you chose. Decisions, flow, big picture, see the forest for the trees. Especially when Wavelite, the big picture thinking is enhanced with this crystal, allowing you to see beyond the details and gain a bigger grasp over the decisions you must make. Combining intuition with logic, Wavelite helps you look at all sides of the situation in order to make the best informed decision possible. Clearing energy blockages in the body, Wavelite sustains flow and regulates circulation for a healthy body and deep soul level cleansing. Use this crystal during the new moon to amplify its powers. Aquarius moon. All right. Well, that's a beautiful message. You're really, getting into flow here. I also see, being able to visualize the big picture and the blessings that are coming in, like this clarity that you're establishing. It takes a while to establish that. I see this activation in your body, also the opening of your heart chakra, letting someone in. And if there's been tumultuous energy around you, I feel another blessing is things are clearing way. You've gone through the worst of it. The storm is over. Now it's time to get to that safe space and re-establish those healthy boundaries so that you can be this beautiful creatrix person that you actually are. As far as timing for you, I see 9 weeks, 9 months. I'm also seeing, you shining your light no matter what. If someone's going to oppose you in shining your light, they gotta go. You're going to be very decisive. So thank you so much for joining me in this energy reading today, and I hope you got something out of it. If you'd like to see me again, please subscribe and come back when I do another post. All right, bye-bye. Hello to those of you who selected group 2 with these little vial earrings here. Welcome. I hope you all are doing well today and you are ready to be aligned and paired up with these blessings. And we're going to go ahead and look at what planet is working with you and look through your cards. So yeah. So you chose these little guys here. I like to make my own jewelry. Sometimes I sell it, but mostly this is just for my personal collection. And these have pine resin in them. So I feel like your first part of your blessing is definitely being paired up with someone else who is going to also be able to have this energy in them that can ignite their spark within, okay? This can light a fire quite quickly, all right? But yeah, I feel like there is some bottled up energy that we have, and we're being paired up with something else that is kind of at the same vibration as that. All right, so that's the first message out. We'll be dealing with this toward the end. So first we're going to roll the dice. What planet is working with those who selected group 2 and bringing in their blessings? All right, so we have the South Node. So something of the past, I feel even from your past life as well, is being taken to the next level, okay? Also see with that pine resin here that you chose, it's something that developed and excreted like into this next life. It developed in your past life and it excreted into this life. So it's like you've taken a lot of your, so this isn't really a planet, I guess, but it's, the positioning of your chart. So whatever your South Node is, I feel like there is definitely some energy from that past life that is now being brought to the table that is going to be a big blessing for you in this lifetime. So there's some kind of skill that you had in a past life, or something that you did where you were doing something with your energy that, and if you have any knowledge of this, if you've looked, done any work on this and have some kind of an idea of what you were in your past life, and if you know your South Node sign, you might have a general idea. So I'm feeling that in this lifetime, this is now being activated for you. And the universe is going to be blessing whatever it was that you weren't able to accomplish, that you got to a certain peak of that from your last life, is now you're going to be able to surpass that peak, keep going, and rise higher than you did in status of that thing that you did and now higher in this life. I also feel like there's just some missing element, you know, just one little thing that could have elevated you, but maybe it was just like that was leftover energy that now you can translate into this life. Beautiful. All right, so let's go ahead and see what animal spirit would like to help you with this blessing. All right, we have the Hawk Spirit number 32. Let Spirit be your guide. And number 10, the Buffalo Spirit. The abundant universe will provide. Wow, that really rhymes, doesn't it? Let Spirit be your guide. The abundant universe will provide. I love it. Okay, so I feel like there is some changes coming through the 5 here, and a new beginning, coming to the end of something. Really, actually a big blessing, like I had said before. Change of, you know, this life, reaching more of a climax and be able to achieve a goal that you weren't able to achieve in your past life. I'm also feeling like getting out of the energy of lingering in the South Node, because I'll use me as an example. So I'm a Pisces South Node, and if you know anything about that, I had a very head in the clouds, dreamy kind of energy, and I still have this sometimes, but I've been able to use it to my advantage, like later in my life, like after my Saturn return. But before that, I felt aimless. Like I was just this fish swimming in this giant ocean, and I didn't know where to go. I was just kind of following whatever and doing whatever and kind of being a victim of my own circumstances, until like one day it just kind of happened and I started moving more into that Virgo energy. And now I'm very much in that energy. I still take a lot of the blessings that I got from the Pisces energy, like doing this today, you know, the psychic energy of the Pisces. But also just being able to communicate with people on a very deep level. So I'm feeling like whatever it was that you had, you know, you've been maybe lingering in this energy and you're reaching a pivotal point. Maybe you are at your Saturn return. No? And now it's like you've kind of given up the directional cues. Like I feel like you're like, fine, I will let Spirit decide. Go ahead, take the reins. Decide for me. Let's push this forward. You say that you have a blessing and abundance for me. You are going to guide me. Okay, I'm going to give up all this control that I thought that I had, because we were living in this past life energy still. We were lingering in that. And although I think Pisces South Node sometimes has a longer time, they have a longer time dealing with this to get into that Virgo energy, because it's really what it is it's duty, it's purpose, it's service, it's hard work. There's a lot of things that come with my sign that's like Pisces, but just rather not. You know, I'm like, my Pisces side of that was like, do I have to? That seems uncomfortable. I would rather just sit here and draw pictures, you know. But no, I feel obligation and service to the world. So I have answered that call. And you are answering that call as well. Whatever it is that you are going to be doing to move forward, you might be saying a final goodbye, the last of the energy, but also taking the gifts with you. It's beautiful. All right, so let's get you some mushroom spirits here. Mushroom spirits, who would like to come through for group 2? and aiding them with pairing up to their lesson. Alright, so we have chaga, number 2, with defense and balance. And then we have number 15, the golden teacher, magic mushroom, introspection. So this is a psilocybin psychedelic mushroom, which is, helps with healing and getting people out of funk. See, like getting people out of depression. I also see like lack mentality, getting out of lack mentality, really seeing the universe for what it is. And depending on where you are, this might be illegal to do, but maybe you might want to think about this, because this card particularly speaks of when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. So are you ready to understand and be taught what it is to move into that north node of the possibilities of your dharma that you're going to put forth for the world? So I feel that energy for you. I also feel you being a teacher, you being a divine guide, you being somebody who, after you've gone through that process, you're able to teach people about that we truly do live in an abundant world. I mean, there's evidence all around you. We just get defensive about it sometimes because there's a lot of people around us that can teach us their own lack mentality and where they're coming from, and they have a lot of fear in that. And so then we develop a fear because fear is contagious. So I see that you're definitely going to be gaining more clarity on what you need to know. What are the answers that you're seeking? What do you need to know about? There needs to be a higher perspective gained. Zeroing in. So the blessing that's coming in here for you is pretty obvious. It's going to be, first of all, understanding within the mind and within your energy field that you are abundant, you've always been abundant, and that the only thing that was maybe holding you back was the contagious fear mentality of others. And now that you've realized this, you can, I'm seeing this as like a wart that needs to be removed. Once you know that it's a wart and that it doesn't really belong on your body and it really just is there because your alkalinity has gotten off balance, we can get rid of that wart. We can align our alkalinity, align our balance in our body more, and then that wart might not come back. But if it is, we know what to do. But I see that, like, in that, there is this broad perspective that you're going to be gaining in understanding your connection with everything as well. I mean, I've done this. I don't know if I'd ever do it again. I've done it many times when I was younger. But I'm a little older now, and I've gone through a lot of spiritual awakenings. So I could say that it really did change my perspective. It changed my life. I mean, one situation that I was in, I went outside to go to the bathroom in the woods, and everything was these rainbow spider webs. And there wasn't like spider webs, but it just showed me like the web of everything connected to everything else. Like, this is connected to the window, and this is connected to this plant, and this is connected to this. Everything is interwoven together, and it had all these little fine threads of rainbows, like a bunch of spider webs everywhere. And I looked up, and it was just all the way up to the sky. Yeah, I was tripping. But it was a realization for me that I will never be disconnected from anything. I'm always connected to everything. So I know that every move that I make affects everything around me, all the way out to the cosmos. It is a big deal. So that's Like, I don't know, we haven't gone through to group 3 yet, but I think this reading for you is going to be the biggest, because you're realizing something that is going to spark something in you that could change everything. It could change the lives of lots of people. I mean, you really knowing your purpose and taking your gifts from your past life and elevating them, holy moly, like, wow, you are going to be an impact in this world. We all are. The universe is not redundant. You specifically are not redundant. You are here for a reason. If you think that you're insignificant in any way, you need to stop that right now, because you're here for a purpose. Even if you have moments, like sometimes I even have moments, I feel so like driven with purpose to do the right thing all the time now, but I didn't feel like that always, and I still have moments of feeling insignificant. It's because we have individuated ourselves out too, so that we could serve out these individual purposes. This is a very spiritual reading here. Your spiritual energy is rising to a whole nother level, and your interconnectedness is going to be shown to you. All right. Might be quite emotional. I feel like a new birth, like you coming online, you realizing your true potential, you realizing yourself, you maybe even having dreams about past lives, visions about past lives. Energy that just seems too synchronistic to be, a coincidence. All right, let's give you some tarot cards. Alright, what is more of the energy of this intensity coming through for group 2? Those are selected group 2 with the pine resin vial earrings. Okay, a little jumper there. Devil. Ba-bam. Yeah, I think maybe we've been abusing certain things that are used as medicine. I'm definitely guilty of that. And I've found my own balance now. I've found my own way. But also, are we over obsessing about something that's of the past? Can we not let that go? Are we not letting spirit show us the way? Because the blessings are here, they're arriving, you're being paired up with them. But are you a ready and willing participant? Like, there's a lot of information out there, but if you're not willing to learn and be a student of the information, you could be kind of lost in the energy. And talk about balance. There's a temperance card. Okay, you got 3. You sure can. Woo! All right. Well, this is quite a big deal for you. All right. Let's see. How can we not make this 3 hours long? Because I could talk a lot about this. So you're self-alchemizing. You're finding the way. You have the devil and the angel on your shoulder. The teacher. You are to become the teacher. You are to become the guide. How do you go about this? By letting whatever it is of the past go and move into the new energy. You're going to do this by letting spirit guide you, having discernment for the things that are coming in your mind and tempting you. Also, I talked about alkalinity in the body and that wart energy. So maybe there's something that, we're doing or we're eating or over drinking. When I see these 2 cards together, I see devil, angel. I see overdoing substances, self-medicating ourselves, but in an unbalanced way. And maybe we learn this or have this in our DNA from our father figure or our grandfather, some masculine energy that's been around us in our life. And also, if this person has passed away, I feel them coming through at this time to help teach you, help guide you, help set you into alignment with this pairing of this purpose. I also feel like there is somebody, we'll keep getting clarifiers, but there is someone in your life that might be throwing you off balance. They might be somebody who has a hard time finding their own discipline. And I'm hearing just stay strong in your own energy. Stay strong. I feel like there is maybe something you should be defensive about. Because someone might not have your best intentions in mind. Someone of the past. Knight of Cups. Page of Swords. Six of Cups. Yeah. So, I feel there's an immature energy around you that is spouting off, saying things that may seem loving because they're trying to bring you back and draw you into nostalgia. But you know what's right. Also feel like there is this student and teacher energy. I feel like you're ready. You're ready to be receptive. You're ready to clear your mind and bring in the new messages. And Spirit is saying to move in a very methodic pace. Definitely consider your emotions. But I'm also seeing like water. You need to drink more water. You put more energy into your body. That is going to revitalize your energy and not rob your energy. I'm also seeing this as children in your life. And you being a good example for them. You know? Also see the horns in the buffalo and the horns in the devil, that they're frequency aligners. They're able to tune you in with the energy that you need to be tuned in with. Also used for defense. So if there's somebody coming, disturbing your energy and not letting you be more at peace and find that introspective, balanced energy, then they get the horns. Clarify this devil card, please. Clarify the devil. Alright, 2 cups in reverse, 5 of cups in reverse. And yeah, this deck is a mix, so. Yeah, I feel like you're letting go of what is mismatched for you. You're no longer going to stew in your emotions about this. You're going to get a little more stern with this. And that Capricorn energy in the Devil card is showing me that we're definitely dropping that emotional side. We're going to get a little more stern, a little more cold in our approach. Not let someone draw us in with a nostalgic energy or a manipulative energy. See, with the Knight of Cups. Don't let someone manipulate you with a type of wording that is designed to get you back in that place that you used to be in the past, or back to a place where you're not being guided by spirit. And also that fear mentality, like I said, spoke about. Clarify the temperance card, please. Clarify temperance. The 9 of Swords in reverse. So I feel that this alignment already, pairing you up is going to mean a lot of being able to let go of the past, letting go of what does not serve you so that those blessings can align with you and be paired up with you. I'd said bottled up. So it's like you have to release yourself from the bottle. Release the energy. 3 of Rods, yes. Go your own way. Find your own path. And also, know that whatever is meant for you will not be apart from you. It's coming your way. You are going to align with this. Stay in the frequency of being aligned with this. Don't let others throw you off. I'm feeling like also this 9 of Swords is showing me that there may be an energy of, some, with this as well, there may be some, trigger warning, mental illness in the family that you've had to deal with, or mental illness in this person, this masculine person that you are around, that they have had trouble with. Let's get one more. So your blessing comes with a lot of lessons. 8 of Rods reversed. 10 of Cups on the bottom of the deck. You are on your way to the ultimate blessing. I also see these 2 kids are in this card. So giving that, I'm also feeling like giving that inner child in you the balance of the boy, the girl. Regardless of your gender, it's like that little boy, little girl inside of you, non-gender specific, that inner child wants to find the balance, wants to find the truth, wants to be in this beautiful love energy, the opposite of fear, really. But also the opposite of fear is really a different perspective. Because fear, like I said in the beginning, can be contagious. It's not from your energy 100%. It's just residual energy left behind by someone else. And you are finding that your connectedness with everything and everyone is truly yours for the taking. And there's no need to feel like you have to be limited by some of the people that you're paired up with now. You can let go because you will be provided for. And the 8 of Rods in reverse is showing me as a blessing that things are going to slow down for you in the mind too. They're going to slow down for you so that you can catch up, so you can smell the flowers, so that you can enjoy nature, so that you can really just be a part of everything that is meant for you, this beautiful life that is meant for you. Because sometimes we can just feel like rushed. Everything is just going, and we can't seem to catch our breath. And the energy is going to be slowing down in a way to help you to be able to see all the things that you need to see around you. Because in order to get into a receptive state of being the student, we have to clear our mind, we have to be receptive, we have to be ready, willing, poised, attentive, with notebook in hand, because you're about to learn some lessons that it was always yours. Everything that is meant for you is always going to be for you. I mean, if you're living in any kind of lack mentality right now and this kind of fear-based mentality, just know that those limited things are going to be expanding. And it might feel like a little dis-ease at first because you're not used to so much abundance, so much love, so much beauty in your life. Like sometimes we stick to the devil that we know, the uncomfortable situation, because at least that's something familiar to us. But this new energy is showing you that it's okay to love. It's okay to love completely 100% with your heart and want for the things that are fulfilling for you. I feel like another blessing is that you're going to really be allowing yourself to ask for what you want instead of just getting what you get. Wow, that's powerful. You guys are really entering a powerful state in your lives. So let's do some bibliomancy from this science of yoga here. It's been pretty interesting so far. Oh, we just did that one, but that was pretty cool too. All right, so we have this one. It's like what's this? Cat and cow. Yep, cat and cow. So mind-body connection. We often think of the brain as controlling our muscles. This is true. Those motor signals tell your muscles what to do. However, your nervous system is a two-way conversation. Your body sends tons of sensory signals to your brain. Yoga improves your mind-body connection by encouraging you to listen to your body. So yeah, I feel like you're being more receptive in order to listen to what your body needs, to what you need to put in your body, take out of your body. You know, this is a restrictive card too for me. And because I feel the Sagittarius energy, you know, can be it's the last fire sign. So it can be the most of the fire. It can be very overindulgent and then using, you know, substances to balance it out when really it needs to subtract things rather than add more things. So I feel like this is showing you, like we have Aries, Capricorn, Sagittarius, 2 fire signs, 1 earth sign. Also just feeling like there is this energy drain that instead of putting that vitality back into your own self, you're letting that be siphoned. And this blessing is showing you that you're getting that energy back. You're getting that mental clarity back. I also see you sleeping more, being able to get a night's rest and not worry about things so much. Because there's some messages that are coming in here. There's some downloads. So this might have been, you know, upgrading into your frequency and these major events in your life coming from the South Node. It's like we're now major up-leveling, that energy upgrade. So whatever is coming toward you and what you're aligning with, if it does not feel a little bit out of the ordinary by being maybe sometimes a little too good to be true. You know, normally I would say too good to be true might mean too good to be true. But in this case, you know, sticking with the devil that we know, it'd be better to move into the angel that we don't know that's going to provide us, let us be guided by spirit instead of guided by our fear mentality, our lack mentality, the things that limit us so that they try to keep us safe, but really they keep us in a cage, they keep us bottled up. You know, releasing that. Wow. All right, so let's go ahead and get you some messages from the Forest Fae here. Okay. We have keep going, trust in yourself, you have all you need. Yes. The spirit familiar, seek loving connections and cherish friendships. Mandrake spirit, keep yourself rooted in the earth. Spring is coming. Dream deep. Such beautiful messages. That's going to be your ending message here with the rainbow Mayanite. Chakra alignment, foundation, karma. An exceptionally high vibrational crystal, rainbow Mayanite allows you to face any challenging karmic patterns and pull out of the drudgery of the past that is ingrained in the energetic body. It heals emotional trauma on every level, rebuilding the foundation for a healthy support system from the inside out, connecting you to your spiritual team. This crystal can guide you in seeing multiple perspectives, offering many solutions, existing in ultimate alignment with all the chakras. Rainbow Mayanite helps you step into your authentic truth. Leo, Virgo, Libra, Sun, Pluto. Yeah, I feel a Kundalini rising from that too with this card. You know, you are going to be experiencing something that is very, very fulfilling, very just filling your aura. Very beautiful. You might even have kind of like a more rainbow-like aura and your ultimate, energy of you really taking on your purpose. I'm feeling here a real guide for others, like we had said before. Because of all the lessons and things that you have learned and how you've been able to alchemize yourself and deal with your temptations and be the leader of your life. So beautiful. That is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for the energy exchange. I am sending you guys so much love, and I hope all these blessings really come to you in a beautiful way and that you can really help raise the vibration of others around you, because we need more people like you. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye. Hello to those of you who selected group 3 with these little earrings here. Well, they're not little, but and this crystal card, we'll be reading that at the end. But we are looking at the arrival of your blessings. What is the universe? What is a specific planet helping you out with this? How are they pairing you up with this blessing? So let's go ahead and get a planet and see. All right, we have the planet Saturn. So this feels like it has been a long road, lots of work that has been put into bringing this blessing into your life. I also feel like this blessing might include a Saturn return. Maybe you are in one of those energies. But also I'm just feeling something very material, something very physical in your life. I'm also feeling like another blessing might be an achievement, an award, some kind of accolade, or I'm also hearing like a graduation of some type. Okay, so reaching some kind of milestone. All right, so let's go ahead and get you an animal spirit that wants to help us explain these blessings here. We'll also try to get some timing when we get to the tarot. All right, so we have number 54, the skunk spirit, know your worth. And then we have the vulture spirit, number 63, with nothing is wasted. Beautiful. Love the vulture spirit. I see them every day. I live out in the country and they're just swirling around in the sky looking for things to clean up. They're wonderful, wonderful creatures. So in this blessing that's coming through already, it's pretty obvious that you're going to be getting back to really having that self-esteem being elevated and finding a lot of value in the talents and skills you already possess. Yeah. And as far as the earrings that you chose are concerned, I feel that Saturn energy, the circularness of these, like that world card, and you also picked this circular thing. Yeah. I feel like something is definitely coming into focus, coming into balance. Also, I feel like there's just been a lot of harsh energy associated with these blessings. Like, in order for you to get to these blessings, there's been a lot of trial and error. There's been a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. And you've definitely put in your share. Let's get you a mushroom spirit here. Mushroom spirits would like to join us here for this blessings. What are they being paired up with? I also feel like you need to be told that your energy is so very vital. The universe doesn't have things that are just randomly, you know, we can read the stars. We can know exactly what's, you know, things are, how the trajectory of things are going to go. So everything is pretty much in this divine plan. And one thing that you definitely need to know is nothing that you've done so far, even though some things feel like a lot of needless effort, needless worry, that was all to get you to a specific place and time. You were always in the right place at the right time. So there was no wasted time. Even though sometimes you're like, well, I'm not going to waste my time doing that again. Yes, you got to get into that mentality because you got to know your worth. You got to know that next time you're not going to put up with whatever, because that's a lesson that you had learned. And then now, you know, you can benefit from learning that lesson instead of repeating it. All right, we have number 22 with subtlety with the fairy ink cap. And the golden teacher wants to come through for your reading as well. So this came through for a reading too, if you were guided to watch that one as well. So, yeah. Yeah, there's a number 22, you know, this master builder number. I'm feeling this has been added up over time. It's like it may have been feeling like some of the things were for nothing, you know, but they weren't. Those were the subtleties. Those were the things to show you that the little details along the way that were like stair steps on your journey. And then this one here, number 15, so introspection. This is a psilocybin psychedelic, and this one can really get you connected if you want to, you know, actually do a shaman journey or a medicine guided journey. Or if you've ever done this, depending on where you're at, it might be illegal, but a lot of places it's becoming legal now to do this. And, you know, just taking the recommended dosage, not overdosing, because you can get quite sick and, you know, your brain can go into the more paranoid rather than the more learning and evolving and introspective phase. So, you know, I will definitely put a little bit of energy of make sure that you're ready to be receptive, because the energy of this card is when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. So getting into that receptive energy. I'm also seeing the number 15 as the devil card, and if you felt at all guided to watch group 2, maybe you might want to watch that one. It's probably a little bit longer than the 1 or 2 is going to be, or 1 or 3 is going to be here, but there was some messages in there that had to do with that, and the devil card did show up in that reading. There is such a thing as balance within, you know, medicine, you know, that we take. We can abuse this. We can say that, oh, well, you know, you're wanting to escape rather than learn. You know, and that's when people usually overdose themselves and they want to experience the more heavy energy of feeling paralyzed, really, by the introspective nature that can actually happen with this medicine. So, I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but you get to a state where you're not engaging with the world, that you have to actually retreat and get away from people because you can get the overdose of this energy can be very intense, and it can paralyze your body a little bit, and your mind will go crazy. So I feel like the subtlety is also saying, like, microdosing. If you decide to do something like that, to microdose in order to, you know, this can aid in depression, things like that. But I'm not going to go too far into that. I'm not a doctor. So, you know, you're going to have to really consult with the right people and the right shaman that can guide you through this. So I see that one of the blessings, though, that you are receiving is that, I'll say that the message that came through a little bit for group 2 was that we're connected to everything. We're never separate from it. The only thing that separates us is the individual nature of our physical body, how we have separated our structure. Saturn, you know, Saturn likes to compartmentalize things so that each individual lesson can be learned. Because if we see things all as a whole, all together, there is kind of this peachy keen kind of energy that I feel that sometimes if you don't know the dark, you will not know the light, vice versa. So there is this energy coming through that there are been challenges in your life because you needed to see the other side, regardless of your background. You know? All right, so let's go ahead and get some tarot here, elaborate on this. Ace of Wands, yes. Definitely a blessing here coming through for you. And also, you know, that's good that that came out, because I was just about to say, I feel like you're putting in the effort. You've definitely put in the effort to get to this place. You know, you've been hard at work. You've been mastering something. Your head is down. You are very engaged in the work. So I say with the Saturn message, just be careful that sometimes we don't overdo it, because we need to really still have the energy to keep going. Slow and steady wins the race. But you're getting an upgrade in this energy. One of the blessings is you're being given more energy in order to fulfill and finish what masterpiece you're working on. And with these 2 aces, this is just so beautiful. This is like so much clarity, so much, I feel responsibility though too as well. You know, with this and being in the middle. But you don't have any major arcana, which, you know, the other 2 groups did. So I feel like this group, you guys are a little more aware, and you're already in the state of being the teacher. Whereas I feel group 2, there was probably a few people who chose that group that are still kind of in the phase of being the student. And right now, you are the teacher. You're at a place of mastery, and you could teach someone else what you know. Like I'd said with this Know Your Worth. There's something about your skills that maybe this message right here is a blessing for you that I'm about to say. That is, use your skills that you have, regardless of if you think they're worth anything or not, to make money off of them as a side thing. Maybe you want to teach a course. Maybe you want to do a YouTube extra, you know, membership thing where you offer classes of things that you know how to do. And that's one of your blessings, is that putting in the work and the effort and taking those skills and really making something of them, making a financial gain from those things. And in the Ace of Swords with this and the Vulture Spirit, I feel like you've probably cut out quite a bit of things in your life that just did not align with you. They didn't align with, you know, the things that you were trying to bring in. And I feel like this subtlety, this kind of energy, it's like you're not trying to go hard, really hard. You know, you're trying to pace yourself. You know, this card is kind of the card of pacing yourself, but sometimes you can overwork yourself a little bit. So it's like, just be very mindful of that. And that is knowing your worth. Because when you're hard at work, and let's say you have a commissioned piece that you're creating for somebody, and they set a deadline for you, and then you say, well, I'm almost near that deadline, but I need to call them and tell them it's going to take a week longer for me to finish this. Well, you need to honor that. If you know your work is worth more time and effort, maybe even more money, then maybe we need to ask of that. Okay. So I just feel like this kind of magician type energy too, like you can manifest things quite easily in this next, energy that you're bringing in, these blessings that are coming to you, because you have the wand, you have the swords, you have the hammer, you have all the tools that you need at your disposal. Now we just have to really set our mind right and our energy level right in order to fulfill this, because the Ace of Wands tells me that there's a little more push of something that you need to do, getting that spark back, getting that energy back, getting more creative inspiration in order to keep on moving forward. Because maybe we've stagnated out in, becoming the master. The master doesn't have inspiration every day. He just keeps working. He's like, yeah, I'm good at this. I could do it with my eyes closed. But then there's sometimes where it's like, it would be nice to have that same spark that even started this out in the first place. So maybe doing something new. Let's get some clarifiers on the Eight of Pentacles here. Clarifiers on the Eight of Pentacles, please. Oh, wow. All right, so Nine of Swords, Four of Cups. Three of Swords. Hermit and the Star. Yeah. Three of Swords. You've learned those karmic lessons. Saturn really put you through the ringer. You've also, with this snake, you've had to shed a lot of things in your life. Things that taught you lessons the hard way. And then that's when you put your head down and you start really working towards what you know that is best for you. I also see for others as well. You're this guiding light. The Star card. You're somebody who is this teacher, this divine teacher. You have a lot of wisdom from all this introspection that you've had with the Hermit. You've gone on a hermit's journey. You may have even, gone through a lot of mental anguish, and seeing this as, a little bit of mental illness that you had to really get right with yourself. And now, that could have been because of all those things that have been happening, kind of almost, you felt like they were happening to you, but they were actually happening for you. But we don't realize that at the time. I mean, when it feels awful, it feels awful. So it feels like there may have been times when you just weren't going to accept anything because you realized the things that were coming your way were just more lessons on top of lessons. And you're like, how many freaking lessons do I need to learn before I'm the teacher? And I think that's what's happening here. You're now arriving at your blessings. You're being paired up with the one, or the energy of yourself, finding yourself being the one. You realizing, like, through this process, you have healed, you have up-leveled, your frequency has risen. And now you are able to guide those that need more guidance, and maybe they don't have to go through some of the things that you went through, because you just have this way about you that helps communicate with them. And with that, message from the golden teacher that I said, that we are connected to everything and everyone. So depending on how you portray that energy to others, that could be the click, the switch that goes off, the energy that's just like changes someone else's frequency on an instant, and they stop doing the behavior that they were doing. They start living for something that they're worth. They start understanding that they are not a waste, that they are not redundant. They are purpose. They're living with purpose. I just also see you being somebody who you're shining. A lot of people are probably taking notice of you. I feel like it's a long time coming. You know, it's something that maybe you've had many trials of an introspective journey and many ups and downs with knowing your self-worth. And you know, I will say, when it comes to the kind of work like that I do, I had spoke about this in another reading, where, you know, when you work with the subtleties and the spiritual energies, and you're like this guiding teacher with a lot of mystical ability, it's not concrete, it's not physical. There's no physical proof or evidence that can say, hey, you are definitively this way or that way. A lot of the thing is just, how many people are you helping? How many people are really getting the energy that they need from what you're providing? And if it's helping them, you can never really know that 100%. I mean, yeah, you can, if you're a YouTuber, you can connect with people and stuff like that. But, or if, you know, you're some kind of spiritual guide or something, there's that. But at first, there isn't a lot. I mean, I'll even speak on this for my personal experience. I had a few years in the beginning there where I did not know if I was doing this am I doing this for the right reason? Am I supposed to be doing this? Why do I want to do this? I mean, I was very interested in it. Now I'm in the flow. I like it. It's good. You know, I do private stuff on the side. Like, there's lots of things that I do that are attached to this work that I do that has showed me the evidence that it is something that I have to continue. But in the beginning, I mean, I had tons of videos. I erased them all. I just recently came back a few months ago. And I thought, you know, I have to do this. There was a point where it got painful for me to not be living my purpose, helping people, walking in that way. And I got to this feeling where I lost a lot of hope. Star card, the hope. You know, you are this hope for other people, and you need to know that. So you are not a waste. You have so much worth. And, you know, it can be pretty daunting, you know, especially in a spiritual way, when you're a spiritual person and you're a guide or you do those kinds of things, because there isn't any evidence. And then eventually it will start to pick up and you will see it, but we're working with subtle realms. And I think of it like, you put your order out into the universe, you know, timing is different. You know, we may be able to read the stars from our perspective, but time moves differently. If you go on to Saturn, time is totally different than here on Earth. You know, everything is just a matter of perspective. So, you know, this is the father of time, Saturn. So it may be a long time coming for you to find the evidence that you are this star, you are this guiding light person, you are a light worker. And, you know, sometimes, like I said, it can be very daunting to feel like, am I supposed to be doing this? And especially if you're at the beginning of it. I don't feel like you're at the beginning of it. Like I said before, you're becoming a master of this more so. And you've had to learn a lot of lessons, and you've gone back and forth. Like this card shows me, you know, we dabble in that. You know, people who do this kind of work, you go back and forth with it, because there's a lot of people around you that can show you their efforts and their physical work that they've done. And maybe you might need to go back into doing something more tactile, more physical, in order to reach some kind of level of achievement in a physical nature. Like, I like to make this jewelry. I built a shed last summer. I'm finishing the outside of it. It's beautiful. I love it. I fixed my roof. Like, I've done so many hard physical things all by myself too. Like, all by myself. I mean, my partner, he helped a little bit, but mostly he was doing other things. He had side jobs. He has a lot of friends he hangs out with. So, I would do stuff. I had a lot of projects going, and I also like to do stuff on my own because then I can move at my own pace. I don't have someone pushing me. I don't have someone dictating to me. And then I accomplish my goal, and I'm very proud of my effort. And that's what I feel. You're working alone. You need to be proud of yourself. You need to be proud of the effort that you've put forth, because that's how you find your worth. You really do. That there's just so many different things that I feel like there's facets of you that you are about to discover in these blessings, that it's going to show you what an amazing, beautiful star healer of a person that you are. You are becoming this divine teacher. And with that kind of like grandiousness, I feel, we also have to humble ourselves. There's been many occasions where you've been humbled severely because you have so much greatness in you. And when you have a lot of greatness in you, Saturn will come to you and humble you many, many times, because it is within that we find a balance. You don't want your ego out there. You want a subtle ego. You want a balanced ego. You want something that's going to be able to work with you, not against you. Your ego can grab from your shadow side and go, hey, let's go do this and be this person and get all these like attention and everything. But that's not what's going to really work for you. I mean, if you know anything about like how famous people talk about what it is to be famous, and I feel like a lot of that kind of stuff is the idea of what a star is dwindling and fading. I mean, we're in a new age. We're connecting more on the individual level of understanding the balance of humanity, and the idea of stardom as being this unobtainable standard of something was a facade. It wasn't real. And what it is to truly find your starlight within you is to be a guide for others, be there for others, be somebody who can provide information and a guiding place of helping others be able to, deal with these energies that are harsh and dense in our environment. Saturn is a ruler of the earth too. This environment on the earth is such a harsh lesson sometimes. And for us sensitive types, we need another person to tell us, hey, I know what you're going through. It's okay. It's because you're this kind of person. And la 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 la, because the world will first try to tell you, oh, you're too sensitive, you're too this, you're too that, until you start to really master your energy. And that's what I feel is happening for you. That's so beautiful. It's making me a little emotional. All right, let's go ahead and do Bibliomancy from the Science of Yoga. It's been pretty cool so far. All right, so we have this pose here. Dancer strikes a balance when stability and mobility, along with effort and ease. Muscles build in strengthening poses like this when micro tears heal. Wow. That, I don't know if you picked up on that, but it really goes well. So it's like, these are the micro tears. These swords in your heart. These knives in your brain. These emotional cups of dissatisfaction. Now all these have been little tears that have been now healing and strengthened in order for you to now have the wisdom to move forward and guide others. I love it. Beautiful. Let's get you some Forest Fae. All right, so we have the forest sister. The moon shines brightest after the storm. A storm in this card. That goes so well too, which is basically just another way of saying what I just said. Then we have the gatekeeper. Let go. All things are possible on the borderlands. Yeah, I feel like sometimes, the Eight of Pentacles can show me let go of the control of doing the same thing over and over and over again. Maybe we need to switch it up and do something different to get that inspiration back. And that's what's coming in for you. And we have away we fly. Take the cloud roads. Delight in your imagination. And then the North Wood Fae. Take time for hibernation and healing. Yes. So you need to heal that beautiful heart. Here we have, this is going to show us a little bit more of that healing. Look, this one says healing. It says this is rhodochrosite. So that pink color from the heart chakra. So relationships, healing, karmic lessons. Compassion runs through the veins of rhodochrosite, reminding you of your worth and capacity for self-love. A healer of relationships, rhodochrosite opens the heart for healthy communication and breakthroughs. It can attract soulmates into your life, building connections that often feel karmic or fated. Every lesson is for your highest good, and with that perspective, know that whatever is happening for you, not to you. Shut up. Sorry. If you've been listening this whole time, come on, Spirit, you are crazy. Crazy synchronicities. Okay. So rhodochrosite encourages you to express your feelings and reinforces that it is safe to share who you truly are. Man. Leo, Scorpio, and Mars. Wow. Yeah. Leo. Passion, relationships, love. Scorpio. Intensity. Man. This is a pretty intense situation you guys are going through. I wish you so much healing. I'm sending healing vibrations your way, okay? All right. Well, that is all I have for you. Thank you so much for joining me in this beautiful energy. And if you'd like to see me again, you feel called to subscribe, please do so. All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.